Gonna be sad to see this buffalo go, but one of my last rides. I'm gonna tell you about it, but let's get some B-roll in. Let's go. What's up fam, the real Rahim here. I'm at the previous fly spot. If you haven't seen that video, it's right up here. It's called OTL, which is at Kallang Old Terminal Lane. Thanks guys for letting me know what that means. But I'm not going to be flying here. I'm going to be flying on this spot. How convenient. A truck is passing by. This truck is still on, so I'm going to go somewhere else and talk. Okay, hopefully the audio is a bit better now. A few have asked me like, how do I make those sharp turns? Not exactly sharp turns, but smooth turns also. Hopefully in this episode, I will be guiding you through how do I make those turns, right? From a simple warm-up and a few drills, and then hopefully by the end of the episode, you'll get those smooth turns dialed in, alright? So anyways, what I was talking about... Oh, butterfly. So almost forgot, I wanted to mention what's happening to this fella. Every motor vehicle owner in Singapore has to have a certificate of entitlement, COE, accompanying the vehicle that they bought. So what the COE does is it gives that bike a 10-year life for you to own it, and when it comes to the end of its life, then it's your choice whether you want to extend the COE. Every car, bike, van, truck, whatever, bus even, has a range of COE prices. For the motorbike, it's gonna be costing around 9,000 plus. I do not have 9,000 bucks to be spending on this fella. So my best bet now, once a motor vehicle reaches its end of its life, you can choose to extend COE, scrap, or even send it for export. The new owner is gonna be Jason. Actually, he's my mechanic. He has been servicing this bike. He knows the ins and outs, everything about the bike. So he's gonna be taking over the bike and then exporting it back to the Philippines. Fella actually already has another SMT, but he wants this fella because this is the upgraded version with ABS. So okay lah, you can afford it, go for it. I sold it to him for 1,500. I mean, that's an awesome price. You can't get that for this kind of bike. Well, okay, let's get back to the tutorial. Okay, so let's get ripping. I'll make some turns and then I'll guide you along. Okay, gonna get in manual mode. Current settings is my camera angle is gonna be at 25 degrees, and also I already have my rates input. Okay, let's go to manual. Okay, let's get familiar with this area also. First flight for the day, so I'm gonna need to warm up a bit. Anyways, I'm gonna be using thumber mode, as you can see the stick overlay, just so that there's a better picture of what's going on versus if I were to use pincher mode like this. Okay, let's bring it around. So how do I make quick turns is actually yaw and raw. Okay, I find the speed a bit fast, so I'm going to be adjusting my camera angle to 15 just to slow things down a bit. Okay, that should be alright. Let's bring it to manual. Okay. Now that's very slow. Okay, good enough for learning. So, if you haven't watched my previous video where I mentioned about making turns, right, it's a combination of roll and yaw at the same time. So if I were to make such a turn, okay, if I keep the horizon level, I'm gonna drift away, right? I'm gonna start drifting to the side. I'm not actually following my flight path. So the idea here is I will actually need to carve a turn, right? How I do that is not only do I roll and yaw, but I will face down and roll more if I need to. Okay, roll, yaw, give it more roll and more yaw if I need to. Okay, as you see, I am climbing as I'm doing that. That's where your throttle control needs to be practiced also. So as I'm making my turns, I'm actually lowering the throttle. See, I'm descending, then I control throttle in the turn. Okay, let's look at that again. roll, yaw, lower throttle. Okay, that gives me a lower turn. Now that's too low, so make that turn, both roll and yaw together. Give it more if you want to turn faster. Now this seems to be a very smooth turn. Let's say I want to make a faster turn, is carve it harder, right? Carve it harder. How do I actually carve harder is not only taking a harder roll and yaw, but also pitching the drone downwards. You can't see exactly, but I would also be pointing it down. Okay, a harder turn and recover. The idea here is making the turn and leveling out the drone at the end of the turn. So the harder that I want it to turn, then the more that I gotta pitch it downwards also, then that's where I can throttle away. Okay, let's take those turns faster a bit. Okay, that's me pointing straight at the tree as I'm turning. Leveling out and throttling away. So if you need to throttle away, right, at this current camera angle, if you throttle, you will rise. Okay, so instead of rising, if you do not want to rise, then what you got to do is you got to pitch the drone lower a bit. Pitch the drone down and throttle away. Okay, not a very good example. Let's do that again. Pitch down and throttle away. So that's where I'm climbing in speed, but I'm not climbing in altitude. Okay, let's increase the speed of those turns. Point at the tree, throttle away. Okay, point at the tree, pitch down, throttle away. Okay, just keep doing this type of drill. But of course I gotta tell you that do not go and choose this kind of canopy. If you got bigger trees or poles for you to turn, to make turns, will be better. As you progress into the practice, of course, do also figure eights, right? Now figure eights take some practice. Roll and yaw control. Roll, yaw. So far so good, right? Now roll first, then yaw. Oh, lower throttle so you can lower your altitude. Roll, yaw. Okay, so there's a lot. What you see me do isn't something that was gained overnight. Do put in the practice, but before you set out yourself to the field, I highly recommend that you go and practice on the sim. I've mentioned before many times that taking the time to practice on the sim will always allow a better field experience. Okay, you do not want to, you can crash as many times on the field, but you can crash as many times on the sim, but you do not want to be crashing even once on the field. You know lah, this drone cannot really take hits. So it's alright, there's some practice. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with a bit of a tour of this area. I'm not gonna do too much freestyle because I do notice a lot of water puddles around the area. So, yep, anyways, okay, let's go over on this side. So far, video reception is good, not much breakage. Nice place. I really want to rip this place with a 5-inch soon. Not gonna do much with a DJI FPV. Kinda too close proximity for my comfort zone. So anyways, guys, I hope this episode has been of good use to you. Some sharing from me. Not exactly a tutorial, but more of a sharing. Now, anyways, I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. If you've liked this episode, do give me a thumbs up. Now, subscribe to follow me for more episodes. Now, also, if you whoa, control. Oh, yo. Okay, that was some last minute shit going on. Okay, I do not want to crash this on this episode. So, like I mentioned, do subscribe for more episodes coming up. More tutorials, more sharing. and let's build this FPV community stronger. Now also, if you have any questions for me, do leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Pilots, as always, I'll see you in the skies. Peace!